Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the FearFans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy. With me is Nick Lay, and here we have Joe. And let's see, Kate is going to be joining us soon. She's putting her daughter to bed.
I
But
got to mention, Nick, this is the first time I've seen you on time anywheres.
Well, I was coming in,
Podcast.
believe it or not, I was coming in because, before you came in, Don, he obviously needed me. And I just want to say quickly, I told Don this already, I will have to disappear for at least 5 minutes because I'm almost done with he called me when I was finishing up exercising, and I got literally just a few more things I got to do. So I won't be gone long. And also, you guys can't see it, I'm actually sweating right now, and I could also certainly use some water. So I'll stick around for a minute.
I think I got a few in my fridge. I'll hand you one.
But anyway, either way, I'll stick around for a minute or two.
Okay, well, appreciate it. All right, so tonight we are covering something that people have been wanting us to cover for a while, and that is the Scream 2022 requel, like legacy sequel. And yeah, like this basically does exactly what Halloween was going for. Like they were, because it's like everybody loves the original, right? Well, then there was a legacy sequel that in some ways pays homage to the original. You know, it feels like a sequel, a remake, and just a reboot.
Yeah, pretty much all rolled into one. Isn't there like a new? I heard there's like a new term out there that's being used, kind of like it's called a requel, I guess, which is like again kind of a combination of a remake, sequel, prequel, and even reboot rolled into one. But it's a new term, a requel.
They used that term in this movie.
I figured that's what they did.
Yeah, they got really meta with it, as the Scream franchise always does. Yeah, if there's one thing I could count on the Scream franchise to do, and that is to just blow your mind with all this sort of like self-awareness, meta humor, like that it throws in there.
and it was the first film that was not directed by Wes Craven.
That's correct.
Yes,
because he passed away in 2015.
Yeah, almost 10 years ago now. It's hard to believe he's been gone now for this long.
I know. And they at the end of the film, with the end credits, they put in there for Wes.
Yeah, I saw
that. You have to give credit to the original director that did the original movies.
Oh yes, definitely. And they also named a character after him in this movie. It was Wes Hicks, Sheriff Judy Hicks's son.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we saw him getting killed off in the middle of the film. Yeah,
I kind of figured that's where I kind of figured that was to pay homage to Wes. Honestly,
I believe so.
Hey, Tom.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Robert.
How Weird Al would make the scary movies. But, this was made by the filmmaking duo Radio Silence, who we've covered one of their movies before, Abigail. These are the same people that made Abigail.
That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, they also did Scream 6, and let's see, they also did Devil's Due. That was one of the first movies I've seen them make.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Devil's Due. That was during the found footage craze.
Right.
In fact,
and
I will tell you this, Don, where I learned about Devil's Due was not just only from the commercials, and this was someone who we used to work with, as you know. I actually learned about that movie from Wolf McKinney, because when I used to be part of the old paranormal team, and we used to have our radio show, we had Wolf on as a guest, and he was talking about the Devil's Due with us.
Ah, I see.
Oh, someone else
the old fart decided to show up.
Pickle Tom!
I'm going to pick on you for a long time now.
Says the dude that was around when Jesus walked the earth.
I am. He just turned 50, so people are already making those jokes about him.
Yep. Yeah, well.
I thought he was 35 and still living in a van down by the river.
You would think that.
He upgraded that van to a semi-truck.
Yeah.
Well, down by the river, though.
Yeah, that's right. I needed more space, you know. The van just wasn't cutting it.
So this film was meant to be like a 25th anniversary of the original film, released in 1996, but I believe COVID had plenty to do with it being delayed.
Yes.
Oh, that's how dumb I
Yes.
am. I thought you were doing the original one. Oh
Well,
well.
to be fair, it does have the same title. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
pretty much
I
like
was
we were
gonna
just
say.
discussing, Tom. It was a this serves as a legacy sequel, pretty much how Halloween has a legacy sequel to it. Like
Yeah.
on an anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
John, since Joe and
Not
Tom
the
are here,
same
I'm gonna be
actors.
right. I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna finish out the last. You don't have to take. If you want to take me off, it's fine. But I'll be gone for just like 5 minutes the most. So I'll be back.
That's Nick time for
okay,
like 20
No,
minutes.
it's not going to
Yeah.
be.
He'll come back. 2 minutes
sure.
left to the
Well,
podcast.
Yep.
we'll believe it when we see it.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
All
we'll
right, I'll
just
be
remove from scene because we could always have you come back on. Okay. He'll be back, and Kate will be joining us real soon. Yeah, so this movie introduced plenty of new faces, like Melissa Barrera, who we saw a little later on in Abigail. She was great in that as well. Yeah, same directors. Yeah, like in this, let's see, she played Sam Carpenter. I'm pretty sure the last name Carpenter is a nod to John Carpenter.
Probably. Yeah. That would make sense.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. And let's see, Jenna Ortega, who plays the little sister Tara, who we all know from let's see, X, Wednesday. Tara, she had like, yeah, Jenna Ortega's really making a name for herself in horror. Yeah, seriously, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
What's up,
Like I
Robert?
said, Dominic. Hey, Robert. Yeah, I can't. And also, it's worth noting that Jenna Ortega is not going to be in Scream 7 because of scheduling conflicts because of her work with season 2 of Wednesday.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's understandable in that case. But let's see. Me and Nick first saw this movie when it came out in theaters back in 2022. I'm guessing, like, have you guys did you guys see it in theaters or did you see it like more recently
I haven't seen the
I watched
entire
it on
thing,
Netflix.
on
but I
Netflix?
did
Yes.
watch it on like, I don't know, like HBO or something. Some one of those. My dad had it on downstairs, and I was watching some of it.
Ah.
Like I said, I thought we were doing the original. It's like, damn, I don't have to watch that.
Oh.
But
No, I
that's
got
all
it.
right. That's all right. So
all
we're not
good.
going to be talking about Drew Barrymore, and that sucks.
Well, she was in this film briefly,
Was
believe it
she?
or not. Yeah, well, it was uncredited. It was she did the voice of like the intercom at the high school. She I believe it was the principal
Huh.
saying that classes were canceled because of for public safety issues. This was like the next day after Jenna Ortega was attacked by Ghostface. So so
Well,
it was a brief cameo.
okay. Well,
Yeah, and I think it said somewhere. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but it said somewhere that that Stu Macher's actor was doing a voice in this. Like it was just it was brief.
now, aren't they coming out with another one soon?
Yeah,
And
where
I think I saw something that said Stu is back. It's like, how?
I'm
How?
thinking that has to be. The people have been making rumors about that for a while. I'm not sure if it's. I don't know what to believe.
He didn't really die.
It's like I don't see how he couldn't have. I mean, all that electricity from a TV, surely that's enough to kill someone.
Maybe just send his body into a reset. And
Yeah,
when they felt, they're like, oh, yeah, he's dead. But then he
but
came back.
they've been confirming that he's dead for a while. I mean, what they're gonna say? Oh, it turns out he wasn't dead after all this time. He was just in a coma. Like
Well,
really?
he's a deadite. That's it. Even better.
Oh my god!
He's a
Well,
deadite in a ghost face mask.
Yeah, it was an Evil Dead franchise the whole time.
well,
Who knew?
when they sit there and make so much money off of their sequels and prequels and whatever you want to call it, they're going to come up with a way to bring the character back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
There's got to be a backstory if he's in it, though.
Yep.
yeah, like the big message about this movie is pretty much what you've been saying, Joe. That Hollywood was out of ideas, so they have to do something original that does have some respect for the original source material. But
Yeah.
I believe this movie does that, and of course, like does it in the most meta way imaginable.
Well, they also in kind of there was a few scenes, like when she was in the hospital and it looked empty and she was running. They kind of reminded me of like from Halloween.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Yes.
I was kind of seeing stuff like that, and I thought it was kind of cool that they did that to pay homage to kind of all these great horror films from the past
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah.
in kind of a real subtle way. Because if you're not a horror fan, you wouldn't see that.
Yeah, and speaking of hospital, one thing I noticed that also paid homage to previous works was when Tara was like in her hospital bed, like right before being chased by Ghostface. She was like in her hospital bed watching Dawson's Creek, which was also written by Kevin Williamson.
Huh.
Yeah, who wrote the Scream movies?
I
Yeah,
went away for the. Oh, yeah, whatever.
yeah,
I
he.
don't know the words. I just know that first
Oh
line.
yeah, it's yeah. Right when you hear that song, you just think Dawson's Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he loved writing like stuff about focusing on teenagers. He wrote Scream. Let's see, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Let's see. Oh, also the TV show Vampire Diaries.
Well, he's got a teenager fetish, huh?
Well, he just likes doing teen horror stuff.
It
Yeah.
doesn't have to
Well,
be sexual to be a fetish, by the
yeah,
way.
but think about it. That's making him a lot of money right now.
It has been for years.
But
I mean,
teens in horror movies, that's just
Oh,
yeah, but
always
it's
been.
like, the 80s, we had the Breakfast Club and all their movies and stuff.
Yeah.
It
Rat
seems
Pack.
like every generation or so it changes because they came out with all these vampire movies with it. I'm not saying that I watched it, but it sure did have an effect on those teens out there and
hmm
that younger generation when they came out with that Twilight Saga.
Yeah.
right.
More sissy
You had the
versions of what we know.
right, but it worked and it made the people money.
Because
It,
people are more sissies now.
well, because people read the books and were just like
Right.
excited
It
about it
was
coming.
all about reading, the books, and then they all these teens in the high schools, they were like either Team Edward or Team Jacob, and they had all this merchandise. They didn't have
By
so much
far.
merchandising back when we were watching the
Yeah,
movies.
and
Interview
yes,
with the Vampire and the Vampire Lestat were better
yeah.
than
Right.
Twilight.
Well, yeah, there's a lot
Wait,
of better vampire movies, I give you that.
yeah.
What's the name of the movie? Oh my God.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
No, Nicolas Cage.
I'm a vampire.
Yeah,
I'm a
well,
vampire.
Vampire's Kiss.
Yes.
That was better than Twilight.
Oh yeah, by far.
Well, even Saturday the 14th was better. And
Yeah.
that was meant to be a comedy, kind of a spoof but it was a vampire movie
I'm
nonetheless.
sorry. Vampires do not glisten and glitter in the sun. They don't go in the sun.
Diamonds.
They die.
Yeah, there are different ways vampires die, like when exposed to sunlight. Sometimes they burn slowly, sometimes they burst into flames immediately, sometimes they just explode like spontaneous combustion style.
In Anne
Yeah.
Rice's Vampire World, they turned to ash, basically. Like that it was like a statue of themselves. As soon as you touch it, it just
Yeah,
crumbles
yeah,
away.
people have been toying around with that for since the beginning.
I like Anne Rice's vampires. I think they're the most realistic.
Oh yeah, I've got I just recently bought a copy of I Am Legend. I got to read that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably better than the movie.
Well, I like the movie, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
but it's probably better than the movie.
Maybe we'll see. Yeah, but
Books
let's
usually
see.
are.
Yeah. Also, speaking of newcomers in this film, I like how they had the twins. What was it? Mindy and it was like Mindy, like the Meeks Martin twins, Mindy and Chad, and I like how
Oh,
they act.
brother
Yeah,
and sister twins.
Mork and
yeah.
Mindy.
Who are supposed to be who are like the niece and nephew of Randy from the first two movies. Yeah, his sister Martha Meeks, who was introduced in the third film, reprised a role in this for a brief scene. And I like the awkward moment where she's like Sophie first sees Dewey for the first time in a while, and she's like, "Oh, wow, Dewey, hey, you look so." Then pauses, and I'm like, "What? Old?"
Single
It's like
compared to
wow.
the last times you were here.
Yeah, it's the same way in this movie. Where Gail and Dewey are divorced now, and they only had, and there was only one scene with them together. One scene. That's it.
So the movie followed real life. It just took a while to catch up.
Pretty much. Pretty much. That's like pretty much how their relationship is now. They're like they hardly speak to one another, but I'm sure it's a lot more bitter in real life. Because
Well,
I know divorces are always dramatic. They're always but I mean I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe they're just okay with one another now. Now I don't want to throw any assumptions around, but from what I've seen, like divorces can always be rough.
He was on her show once too. He was on Friends in one episode.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He played this really awkward guy, which he does really well.
yeah. I
That's
just find it crazy how the movie franchise that brought them together, now they're just meeting up with one another for just one scene.
it's like, oh hey, yeah, oh yeah, I see you.
Yeah. But yeah, and I like how the actor who played Chad is Cuba Gooding Jr.'s son.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
I thought that was pretty cool
Mason
because
Gooding.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, Mason Gooding. Yes, I thought he was pretty good for this. He was a good choice for to play Chad. And like whenever you watch this movie, Tom, like there are some like tons of throwbacks to things you've seen in the franchise.
Right.
Like,
Well, I would imagine.
especially with the finale, which takes place in the same house as the finale in the first movie. It's Stu Macher's house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, crazy enough. Yeah, the exact same. And hey, how's it going, Braxton? Thanks for tuning in, man. Yep, we were just talking about the new cast members and characters that were introduced in this OG series. Yes, yeah, like
I definitely am now. I'm 50 now. I'm in it, man.
yes. So well, let's see. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like one throwback is where like Sam is at the hospital, like visiting Tara, and then is called by Ghostface, and Ghostface, and like she just tells him, why don't you just come on out?" And he says, "With pleasure," and then just attacks her. It's a throwback to the second film where Sydney is called by Ghostface in the sorority house, and she's like, "Then why don't you show yourself?" And he's like, "My pleasure." Then goes after her. So. There are several references throughout.
Wow.
Hey, Lakeshore Paranormal, how's it going?
What's up?
Yes. Oh man, but
You're from out of nowhere.
Nick is back.
I
Yeah,
had to do
Oh, record time.
it. I told you.
let's see.
Definite record
A
time.
little more than 5 minutes, but okay.
It's still short. I also, after finishing up, I actually had to, even though it's freezing outside, I had to stand outside for a minute to cool off. It actually felt really nice.
Oh,
What was that?
okay.
You know,
I said
it's
that voice.
probably going to get colder tomorrow.
It
Oh,
is.
it's snowing here.
Storm
Holy
is
shit.
coming your way.
We're
It's
getting like
gonna
a
hit
few
you
inches.
tomorrow.
It's not snowing right now.
Started-
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, it's
No,
supposed
it's
to
not.
hit here starting pretty early in the morning.
Yeah, it's supposed
Right.
to start like 9 a.m. tomorrow over here.
Ours started like a couple of hours ago. I mean, there's a decent coating out there on most everything, but it's now coming down in little itty bitty tiny flakes, and that's the ones that get you.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I got to say real quick, Don, that voicemail top plate, I actually set that on his live last night.
Oh my
Oh, I played it.
Played on
He's like,
his live.
you should play that. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no.
Hey,
All right, fine.
yeah. I'm. Hey, let me guess. One of you is gonna like have that as the tone for every time you get a text message.
I actually said that to myself.
Yeah, he said you should
You
make
should
that.
have
Your,
that as a text tone, Tom.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know about that. I was like, imagine if he was in a library where it's absolute quiet, and all of a sudden he hears that. Well,
all of a sudden, my butt yells, "Well!"
Yeah, people would be looking.
everyone's
People would be
looking like, what in the hell kind of text is that?
Oh my god. Oh wait. Oh here.
Lakeshore is in Michigan.
Lakeshore. Oh, nice.
The other end of Lake Michigan in Muskegon.
Oh yes, that's awesome. My family has a house that we vacationed at in the fall over at Grand Beach. I love it over there. It's great. It's great.
Isn't it, I think I'm just looking up real quick. I think Muskegon may not be that far from us because he said it's on the other side of Lake Michigan. Well, no, it's further up. It's about it's still a 3.5 hour drive. It's
Okay. I was about to say it sounds like it's
closer
further
to
north.
Yeah, it's closer to Grand Rapids.
Right. Oh, okay. So Braxton saying, "Oh, Scream! Never been a fan of the franchise. Only parts of the first one, but caught the ending. Laurie Metcalf on Halloween. Oh yeah, I hear you. Yeah, Laurie Metcalf. Yeah, she's known for playing moms in all sorts of things. Like, oh god, like Roseanne, Big Bang Theory, Toy Story.
She's had quite an interesting career.
She does. Hey, Billy, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in.
Ton of things.
I figured, Lakeshore was in Michigan.
Yep.
How are you, Braxton?
Yeah, and yeah, Brexton, I just love how meta the Scream franchise is. It's like after the first film, it's like it feels self-aware, but then in the second film, they create a movie franchise within this franchise called Stab, which focuses on the events from previous films of Scream, and I'm just like, wow, that is incredible. It's like, and just when you think things can't get more meta, this Scream reboot takes it to a whole new level.
I still have, other than the 2022, I still haven't seen the latest one. I've been meaning to.
Dude, you gotta.
I think we were supposed to go see it, but I don't remember. I think we had a lot going on during that time. I don't know. Wait, didn't you saw it in the theater? Did you?
Yes.
Okay, I think either I don't remember exactly when. I know it was like about what 2024, right?
Yep. It was actually no, it was 2023. It was the year after.
Okay,
And
I may have actually been on one of my road trips during that time, so I may have. I don't think I was available to. I just can't remember exactly.
yeah.
By
No.
road trips, he means he just sits on the road and takes LSD.
Wow. Well, well, it's on Paramount Plus, so anytime you and the
Yep.
guys want to
I
come over
thought
and
it
check
was
it out.
acid.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
all.
I'll definitely
Yes,
check it out.
Billy, we were mentioning her because she played Billy's mother in the second film,
Yeah,
and in this movie,
he was a killer.
yeah, this movie has a nice throwback to Billy Loomis because it turns out we find out in the first quarter of the film
The
that
big secret.
yep, that's Sam Carpenter, the new main girl in this, turns out to be the turns out to be the illegitimate daughter of Billy Loomis. Apparently, at the time where he was with Sydney in the first movie, prior to that, he was like having an affair with another girl in that high school, and that of course resulted in a pregnancy.
That sounded like a horror noise.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Yeah,
It was me.
That
My
was
beer, my
Yeah.
beer scraped my microphone.
yeah,
It won't
everybody,
do it again.
everybody just suddenly decided to make noises, but yeah. Anyway, so Sam Carpenter is now, yeah, like the connection between Billy Loomis and throughout the film, she hallucinates about Billy. Yes, that's right. Skeet Ulrich reprises his role in this film
Hmm.
as like a hallucination. Like
No.
still has that. It's like they just put on that makeup to make him look around the same, like the same as he was in the first movie, and like have the
It's just
same shirt.
CGI.
Yeah, the same shirt that he wore when he
The
died.
stars.
The bloody bullet wounds.
Yep.
I thought he was supposed to be like a ghost, practically. I mean, yeah, you think it's a hallucination, but I thought it was actually, like a ghostly visit from him, especially due to the fact that, like you said, he still looked the same. He still had that 90s look to him.
He did.
Yeah,
Hughes Ghost is over in the corner going,
you
I'm
know,
still
to
feeling woozy here, man.
But to Samantha, it probably seemed like she was haunted by his ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
To
felt like
think
it.
about it, she was taking pills to prevent the hallucinations, and I don't think they were working too well.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't be
think
surprised.
I think they just used really good makeup to make him look younger. Yes, but yeah, apparently like Sam Carpenter was well, like was like finding out the truth when she was 13, looking through the attic for like Christmas presents, and I eventually then found out that through some letters that that Billy was in fact her father and not the man that she and not the boyfriend who that her mother had married in high school, and who was the father of her younger sister Tara. So yeah, when she discovered the truth, her adopted her stepdad discovered the truth, and then realized, oh my god, like that's not my daughter. She's actually the daughter of Billy Loomis. And then that father left, and so it tore the whole family apart when she discovered the truth.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty serious stuff. Like then she went to abusing drugs, and then left town at 18, and finally comes back to Woodsboro, or should I say, was drawn back to Woodsboro when Ghostface attacked Tara, Jenna Ortega's character.
She was abusing drugs. She just like started hitting the weed. Like, weed, man, what the hell? She was abusing the drug,
damn it,
physical
stop.
abuse of the drug. Never mind. When you got to explain the joke, it's just not worth it.
Right.
Wait, I see Kate's in the chat. Kate, I thought
I know.
she's on Kate. Oh, she's on Kate time tonight. She said she's going to be here 15 minutes. She's on Kate time.
Well, she did say definite Kate time always in the chat.
Yeah.
That
So
is true.
yeah, so Tara has like this close knit friends, just like how Sydney did in the first movie, and Yeah, so like the friends are, let's see, Amber, who she was messaging in the beginning of the film. Let's see, played by Mikey Madsen, who played Fox Mox in what was it, Better Things? It's like a comedy drama show on on FX.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't.
think to myself, Stranger Things, Better Things.
I was
It's
thinking the
like all
same.
the shows are now having the title with things like Things Network, for example. Everything's involving things.
Every show has a thing.
It's a thing. It's becoming a thing. Yes.
That's a rather hard topic.
Oh, yeah.
And let's not forget, John Carpenter did direct a movie called The Thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seaman. Seaman.
Oh,
Get it?
look, he
Seaman.
just showed
Seaman.
up.
Here. Hey, Kate.
Hey,
Hi
Kate.
guys, how are you?
Doing great.
Good, how about you?
Apologies for the delay. I'm here.
Good.
No,
Yeah.
you're there. You're not here.
Wait,
You're
wait, here? Wait, are you? Wait.
Wait, are we all in the same
Are we
room?
here?
I'm here in the FearFans dimension. That's where I am.
That's
You're
right.
all in
That's dimension. That would actually make another good title.
It would, right?
Fear
I'm
Fa-
pretty good
Yeah.
with names. No, I don't know.
Even if you were not intending it.
Yeah.
That'll be the name. That's the new name of our group chat, the Fear Fans Dimension.
Yeah.
The thing is, Braxton says,
Ah, thing.
well, you know what? Hey, I'll tell you what. The
Okay.
thing is,
Oh my god.
I
I
have
can't
heard
believe that just popped up.
I have heard Tom's new Nick button.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you have it. We were just joking earlier that somebody here is going to make that the tone for their text messages.
yeah, and I said that. That's what we said to him last night on his live. Remember, Kate?
That was so funny.
Well,
I was crying when he played that last night. It was so damn
here. Nick, Billy has a comment. Are you aware that Paramount owns Miramax Library and the Scream trilogy? Yes. Paramount
Oh, okay.
Paramount purchased it. Yeah, after Miramax went down the tubes, and some of us know why that is.
Nice.
Is it a sexual thing?
Yeah, we're not going to get into
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, the last thing I want to do is talk about that monster. Anyway,
That thing.
That thing.
and moving swiftly on. So Dewey is brought back in this film. David Arquette, and this film is him. He's pretty like depressing in this. Like he was at Dewey's like at his lowest point. He and Gail are divorced, just like how David Arquette and Courtney Cox are divorced in real life. I mean, that's really
Monica left me.
that's really the only way to go with that, because it's like you can't just get a divorced couple and have them pretend to be a happy married couple in a movie. Yeah, that'd just be
No.
yeah.
You can't help but wonder like how they must have felt that they had to be in this film together. I'm sure it must have felt awkward.
Yeah.
No, that maybe they've hung out since then and they're cool.
Well-
maybe the divorce wasn't as bitter as you think.
Well, some people do divorce on good terms, but I'm not sure that was the case here, because the thing is they only had one scene together,
Yeah.
just one.
I was gonna say I've heard of stories a lot of times where people like couples have divorced, but they still remain good friends, regardless. But yeah, in this case with David and Courtney, I'm not really sure if that was, like you said,
Yeah,
not really sure if that was the case either.
Maybe their one scene was a last minute write-in that they weren't even going to have them in there, but somebody convinced them that they should at least make an appearance or something.
Right. So
it was funny growing up for me because my real father, when my parents divorced, later in life they became really close friends. And when my mom married my stepfather, oh my God, my stepfather and dad were hanging out a lot at the same bars.
Actually,
Oh, that's nice.
I will tell you this.
Now it was a pain in the ass when I was going and looking for them, though.
oh man.
I'm not
I only
gonna
want to find one, and they'd both be there.
I'm not going to say exactly who, but when I used to have my old paranormal team from 10, 15 years ago, the guy who was running it was, his wife was previously married to somebody else before he married him. And although she divorced him, in this case, her divorced husband, his dad would still be hanging out with with her family and bonding with the kids. So even though she was no longer married to this guy's son anymore, he was still going to be a grandfather. Even if his son didn't want anything to do with the family more, his dad wanted to still be there as a grandfather for him.
Hmm.
So that was also quite interesting to see that.
Right.
Yeah. You say 10, 15 years ago, Nick. How old were you? Like 5?
I was going to say 7, but
Oh my god.
I was trying to do the math in my head. I was like, what?
it doesn't compute.
15 years ago, I was older than most of you guys are
You
now.
you must have been 35 years old then.
I must have been.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
living the van down by the river.
Yeah.
I did spend a lot of time down by the river.
So like Dewey was also having other issues in this, like all those injuries he had suffered throughout the series, all those stabbings that he had gotten were caused severe nerve damage to the point, and like he can't even like walk properly. He walks with a limp now, and let's see, he was forced to retire as the Woodsboro police chief because that's what he was in the last movie. And let's see, and he's also living alone in a trailer. So yeah, Dewey was like, so Dewey's situation was just really depressing.
Yeah, it was.
Well, it could have been worse. It could have been a van down by the river.
It could have been a haunted van down by the river, and then it would have been on Things Network.
Right.
Oh God.
I mean, I'm not trying to bring like.
No, I know.
Like,
we know what you mean, though, Don. I mean, it is quite depressing. Like when you see
it's,
his
yeah,
situation.
what I'm saying is like the tone that the movie gives off when you like see the way he is now. Like it just
Yeah.
really gives you that feeling. Yeah.
You just can't help but feel really sorry for him.
Well, if he went through all that crap, those first few, I'm surprised he didn't off himself after that.
Yeah.
At least he was better off than his counterpoint or his
He could have
counter
been in a
role.
nut house for all we know.
At least he was better off than his counter role in Scary Movie.
Yeah, pretty much. But so yeah, and once again, Sydney returns, like played by once again by Nev Campbell, and is definitely at her highest point. She's married and has kids now, and she mentioned the name was Mark, and I'm just thinking, wait, are they referring to Mark Kincaid from Scream 4, the FBI agent? And I'm wondering if that really is the case. Like there are rumors that it is him, and there's also rumors that it's not him. So
You have to watch and stay tuned and see what happens in that.
I often can't help but wonder because now that Sydney is married and has a kid of her own, that years down the road, like, is her kid going to carry that legacy, like for future film? Like even if Neve Campbell was no longer going to play Sydney, like would this kid play the role?
They already confirmed that she's going to have a daughter in Scream 7.
I think
they should definitely kill her off.
What's going to happen?
They should definitely kill her off and then have her kids have to endure.
Well, here's the thing.
And it gets a whole new audience in,
Well, here's the thing, Tom.
Well,
in this movie, in this legacy sequel, they do something that did shock literally everyone. When there was a scene where they were trying to, after the sheriff, Judy Hicks and her son Wes were killed, they went over to the hospital to get Tara because she was, left alone there with like no police protection now. And sure enough, Ghostface is there. Dewey fights off Ghostface, buys them time to get out. Dewey goes to shoot Ghostface in the head to make sure it's dead because he only shot him in a couple areas. But then receives his phone rings. He's distracted by that. He's distracted briefly. That's when Ghostface goes for the kill, slices down his back and his stomach, and Dewey dies right there. Yeah, like they just introduced that. It's like killing a big character of a franchise to create such a impact on audiences. It's just like how when you watch Star Wars: The Force Awakens when they killed off Han Solo.
Yep.
And relatable to horror movies, it's just like when Nancy finally bought it in Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
That's right.
And then they killed her off too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, she survived one.
She survived one, yeah.
And then you didn't hear anything about her in 2 because 2 was just a big old stupid ass movie that should not have been made. Yeah. But and then 3 came along, which was the mecca of the series.
Right.
And they bring her back for it.
Well, and I don't mean to bring this up too for another franchise, which, it was terrible to begin with. They did the same thing too at first with Laurie from Halloween with Resurrection, but of course, when they made the new one, that ignored the event, so she's not really dead.
Well, it depends on which timeline. Like, because in the original timeline, she was killed off in between movies, in between 2 and 4, and
That's true.
then in the H2O timeline, then yes, she was killed off in Resurrection.
And then they brought her back a third time in the reboot,
In the Legacy reboot, yes.
Legacy reboot.
Well, she's got the same thing going on as as him. Like she could just keep coming back. It's
That's because they want that original character too, and Jamie Lee Curtis isn't getting any younger.
Yeah.
she still doesn't look bad though.
No,
I
No,
had
it's not too bad for her age.
but
Wes-
didn't they bring Heather back for that one where Wes Craven was?
Yeah,
in
Wes
the
Craven's
Nightmare on
Yeah,
Elm
New
Street?
Nightmare because
Yeah,
she was
the
playing
Nightmare
herself.
where it was. I thought that was kind of cool, where it was like the making of the movie and
Yep.
in the movie,
Right.
Yeah, everybody played themselves in that movie,
right?
Like a
except for the
documentary
kid that
or a
played her son.
mockumentary.
Although the kid that played her son went on to make a sequel to New Nightmare,
Yeah.
like almost a fan made, but not. It's like it was funded
Oh yeah.
movie.
Yeah, and I like how he was also Gage in Pet Cemetery.
Yes,
Yep.
he had an
That movie
extensive
freaked
career
me out.
before he
Can't
even
believe
hit
it was
puberty. He was richer before he hit puberty than we will be in our entire lives.
I mean, that's the case like with some child actors that you gotta hand it to them.
No.
And they end up weird.
Well, yeah, all it takes is one
Sometimes.
little cute line or something, and they end up like super
Yeah.
rich or
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
famous, like the kid from Jerry Maguire. That one little line. Did you know that human head weighs 8 pounds or something like that?
Or like Edward Furlong, who played John Connor in Terminator 2.
Yeah, that kid
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
Of course,
I
he
have
didn't do a whole hell of a lot after that,
Little
except
bit, but,
get fat.
no. Kate, what are you asking?
I'm really lost. Which Scream is this?
This is the Scream Legacy reboot sequel from 2022.
So that's number 6?
5.
Step 5.
5? Okay, because I got lost after 3.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
See, and that's the rule of movies when they have sequels. After 3, everything could just be cut off and it'd be fine in
Yep.
every
Yeah.
single movie series that there ever was.
right. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
like in this there was like the one character that was brought back from Scream 4 was Sheriff Judy Hicks, who was like working with Dewey and also offered lemon squares, which was also mentioned in this briefly. There was a post-it note to her son saying, "Hey, I had left some lemon squares in the fridge." Like, wow. But yeah, look at this. And I'm looking at this now. That I think about it. It's like, how many single moms are there in this movie? Because
Yeah, really.
you look at this. You look, there's let's see, Sam and Tara. Their mom is single. Let's see, the Meeks sisters, or sorry, the Meek twins. Martha Meeks is single, and now the sheriff is single too. Like, so many single moms are in this movie. My God.
Yeah, to be fair, it seems to have the most single moms in a movie that I've seen in quite a long time.
Well, I'm sure there's some movie on Lifetime that probably had a lot more, and on the Lifetime channel with all
Or
those
the Hallmark Channel.
or the Hallmark channel.
Oh,
Anyway.
God. Don't even remind me, because my mom watches that all the freaking time.
It's Christmas all year
Yeah,
long
you
on the
do too.
Hallmark channel.
Yeah,
I got
right?
a wife that
Yeah.
watches that all the time.
My mom does too. Yeah.
I mean, you never know what's going to happen.
No. They
Hallmark
only have cards that you can get. It's a list of everything that could happen in one of those movies, and you take
Yeah.
a shot every time.
Yeah.
If you watch one of those movies, you will be plastered.
Wait,
Far worse
So
than
so
I have ever been on.
Wait, hang on. I gotta ask.
So
Are we still
unpredictable.
are we still talking about the Hallmark movies?
Yeah.
No.
You never know what's going to happen. So
Yep.
unpredictable.
Like
I think
literally,
they're all
Stephanie
the
and her
same.
mom have a list that they were given.
They're
And
so
any one of those
predictable.
movies you watch, and every time something happens on the list, you take a shot.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause they're
And
so
so-
predictable.
Well,
They're
actually,
all
I'm
like
gonna throw
cookie
this out.
cutter movies.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this out because Tom, Don, you guys especially are going to like hearing this. There was one, I didn't watch it. I just happened to walk in because my mom was watching it. I had
Yeah,
to talk to her
yeah.
for like a minute or so.
He was cuddled up next to her under the blanket.
No, you wait.
Mommy.
Come on. Come on. No, what I was gonna say was I had to talk to her for a minute, and then at one point I turned over to see the script, like one movie she was watching, and my eyes, and I couldn't believe that I saw him in a Hallmark movie. Like, what the? Hey, is that Bruce Campbell? He was in a
Really?
Hallmark movie.
Oh my
Bruce
God.
Campbell.
Man, he'll just do anything anymore, man.
He very much would. I never would think in my entire life I'd see Bruce Campbell in a Hallmark movie.
Ash, you let me down.
Yeah. So yeah. Judy Hicks is played once again by Marley Shelton, and like we were mentioning before, Nick, that her son Wes was named after, you guessed it, Wes Craven. Like
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Speaking of
So,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
yep. So and then that chilling scene where she was killed off, where she was driving home and as Ghostface called her, and then is saying like was taunting her about that her son was next, but he's like, okay, so how do you know my son is even home alone? And mentioned you ever seen the movie Psycho? Because the killer knows that she suggested that he take a shower, that West
Huh.
takes the shower, and
I knew exactly what that meant when he said that.
yeah, immediately. And then this kill scene was memorable because it was like one of those very rare occasions where Ghostface actually kills in broad daylight.
Oh, geez,
Yeah.
Robert.
Was he sparkling in the daylight? Oh wait, he's not a vampire in a sissy vampire film.
Yeah, Judy Hicks just runs up to the house right before she even gets to the front door. Ghostface appears from around the corner on the porch with a knife, stabbing her within. Then she's on the ground and stabs her 8 more times. I was like, wow, like this is something you don't really see very often. Ghostface killing in broad daylight, and I'm like, and he's doing this out in the open, like nobody's around in this neighborhood. What the hell?
Real quick, just want to give a shout out to Robert. He's back, got his eye injected. Yikes.
Oh,
Well, it's good that you can't see crap now because I hate seeing crap.
Sorry, Robert.
oh.
Yeah.
Hey, hope you get better.
Get well soon, Robert.
Yeah, hope you get better soon, Robert. Yes.
Definitely.
Getting an eye injection is
I
never.
can't
My
imagine.
coworker gets them once a month. He'll come in and his eyes, like there's blood spots in his eyes from where he got the.
And yeah, I hear you.
Ouch.
Yeah. So yeah, and Nick, let's see. You remember the scene where Wes gets killed off?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's searching. He finished his shower, is going through the house, checking for things that he wants. He's goes to the closet. You in the way the music is played, you expect Ghostface to be right when he closes the door, Ghostface will be there, but nope. This scene really toys with you.
It really does.
you know Ghostface is there. He's gonna do something. You just don't know when. And the music really toys with you on that. He goes to Wes goes to the fridge, opens it up, to look for something. You expect Ghostface to be on the other, to be pop up around the corner, right when he closes the door. Nope, doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen the least bit.
Finally, I'm sorry. What Kate?
I was just thinking, why doesn't Scream mix it up a little bit? Why don't they have a different formula? I feel like if they had a Hallmark formula in a Scream format, then it would be more interesting. You know, like Wonder. Have you seen the TV show Wonder?
They do
nothing with the name Hallmark.
Yeah, they do switch things up in this, Cade. Some things that you expect to happen actually don't. There's whole new twists on what everything you know from the Scream movies in this.
Okay.
Yeah, they make it very unpredictable. Mindy Meeks was saying, "Oh, I'm predicting that these guys will be safe, but legacy characters can be killed off." Which that part she was right about, but yeah, Wes, the new character Wes, definitely was not safe, as we've discussed.
Yeah,
don't forget about the rules, man.
Yeah, and the way he was killed off when Ghostface finally jumps out at him, he was reaching for the taser and the pepper spray that his mom gave to him for protection. It's all the irony. Right when he needs it, it's out of reach.
As always.
But one thing that's interesting to me as far as horror and YouTube, this does have a very interesting cameo. There's a scene where Richie is watching a horror podcast, and it's hosted by the hosts in it are cameos of James A. Janice and his wife Chelsea Rebecca, who are from the Dead Meat channel.
I
They,
would have just thrown out saying, "Oh wait, it's us."
So he's watching this episode of This Is Tom's World, and
and
it's
and anyway, so yeah, Dead Meat is like the one big horror channel on YouTube. The channel that I've seen some of his work. James is absolutely amazing with what he does. Like I love his humor. I love like his like knowledge as far as the horror genre. So it's just nice to see other people out there who just love horror as much as me.
that's not the channel that does all those weird animations, right? No.
No, they do. He does the kill count,
Okay.
where they tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. That's what he
Okay.
says in the beginning of every single one of his kill count videos.
Wow.
So, yeah, seriously. James Agent East, that guy's awesome. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna have a whelp count every single time.
Yeah, we should do it just in this corner.
Just like we
down
also,
here.
we got to start doing this again. Just
They
like
did
we
that
did
count
with
every time Tom said, "This is Tom's world."
Yeah, he
Well,
exactly.
there would be
just-
one.
my mouth.
There would be one up there right now. That's all I've said.
Yeah. So
We don't count that it's up there and that it's on here. No.
yeah. So this new character that I just mentioned to Richie, he's like the boyfriend of Sam, and I like how he's he's played by let's see, he's played by the son of Dennis Quaid. I think it was Randy. Oh, let me
No,
look.
Randy's his
No, not Randy Quaid.
brother.
No. That's his brother. Hold on. Let me see. Scream. Let me look because I've seen him all the time in that show, The Boys. On that, what was it? That show it's on Amazon Prime. That superhero show, The Boys. Yeah, that's Jack Quaid. That's his name, not Randy Quaid. Jack Quaid. Yeah, he was also in the Hunger Games, I believe.
I have very mixed feelings about The Boys.
I've never seen The Boys.
It's pretty violent, Nick.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's basically like a bunch of vigilantes going to war against corrupt superheroes.
It's insane.
It is. It is absolutely insane.
When did this come out?
It's a good show, Nick. It's just it gets brutal.
Well, no. When did this come out?
Totally.
When did this come out? In recent years. It was like 3 years ago when it started.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember watching it in lockdown, like 2020,
Yeah.
2021.
And Robert,
Wait, so what
today
prison
on
were you
Tom's
in?
World. Today on Tom's World, we look at meat cleavers and
I was
shake.
in Germany.
And let's see. I forgot to mention Wes Hicks. Wes Hicks was played by Dylan. Dylan Minnette, who we saw before almost a decade ago in the movie Don't Breathe.
Oh, Don't Breathe. We got to cover that one soon. We haven't done that one yet.
It's good. It just has that one scene that everybody talks about that's very controversial.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the plot twist that reveals the plot twist. But yeah, that scene was very disturbing.
It was, but you got to admit, I mean, who was his name? He was like the guy who played the blind dude.
Stevie Wonder.
No, not
Oh my
Stevie.
god!
He was
Really?
about to say Stevie Wonder. Yeah.
No. Stephen Lang.
Yes, Stephen Lang. He was also the villain in the Avatar movies, in the two Avatar movies.
And he was also the villain in season 1. Yeah, season 1 of Salem.
Yes. Yeah, good actor.
Yeah, he was in I've seen him in a lot of movies too throughout the 80s. He was in Manhunter, which if you really look at was kind of like the original Silence of the Lambs. And
Hello, Clarice.
The lamb stopped screaming.
and there was also another movie that he was in, not a horror film, but I actually saw this in middle school, and it's surprisingly it's starting to kind of make a little bit of a comeback. It was a television show from the mid 80s.
Bless you.
He was also in a movie called Stone Pillow, which was one of why can't I remember?
That doesn't sound comfortable.
No,
Yeah.
it's supposed to deal with homelessness in it, but he's in it too. So yeah, he's been in a lot of movies.
I guess that makes sense.
I have a question about sneezing. Has anybody sneezed with their eyes open?
No,
If you try to do it, you look like a crazy person.
probably.
Actually,
You probably would.
I could totally see Tom.
So,
I just wondered.
Chris
hey, Chris,
is chat.
how's it going?
So,
How are you,
Thanks
Chris?
for
hi,
joining. Thanks for
Kate,
joining.
and everyone else.
Yes.
Hey,
Thanks.
Chris,
I'm
we
glad to
miss
be
you.
part of everyone else.
Hey, Chris, we miss you. When are you coming back?
Yeah, come on, Chris.
Yeah, come on,
Ah,
You gotta
can
come on
do
and
it.
wear your yellow
on.
shirt.
baby, come back.
No, come on.
That's right. Come
You
on.
can
on,
blame it
Chris.
all on me.
You can do it.
Oh man. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, there was this one character that felt like just cannon fodder until there was like a reveal later on that I don't know, it just didn't really add much to the story other than just a throwback to the original. There was this character named Vince who was like an ex-boyfriend of Liv, which I find weird because it's like he looks like an older guy, but he's dating a high school girl. So it's like,
Yeah, I
what
know.
the hell? That's
I
weird.
thought that was kind of weird.
You know who I'm talking about, Nick? He got in the fight with them at the bar.
Yep.
Was that the dude that ran Nickelodeon?
He was
No.
almost like a stalker.
Oh,
What was his name?
Oh, Jesus Christ! Not Dan. No, not Dan Schneider.
That's his name. I couldn't think of his name. The guy.
No.
I was
Yeah,
like, he was
but
on
he
the head of the
almost-
class.
yeah.
He was,
No,
He
and
almost was like a stalker in that movie.
yeah, he felt like it. It's yeah, he was just in that one scene at the bar where he got kicked out. He was outside, and then his car turned on, and then played that song "Red Right Hand," which we have seen in the previous Scream movies. That was like a theme song for Scream. But yeah,
Real
then he just
quick, God.
then he just goes to the car, like shuts it off, and the moment he shuts that music off, his throat is slit by Ghostface. Like, as if saying, "How dare you shirt off my favorite song?"
that was my song.
Chris just said next week. Oh, he'll be back next week. Still
Oh.
sort of. Get better soon, Chris.
Yay.
Well, you know, I can
Get
understand
better.
the sore throat. $20 is $20. I mean, I get it.
So this character.
Anyway.
At first, I didn't really understand the significance of this character. It just felt like cannon fodder, just there to get killed off. So we have another like shocking scene. But they say that later on that he was actually his mother was Leslie Mocker, like so making him Stu's nephew. Yeah, that guy who was about to start fighting the bar turns out to be Stu's nephew. Yeah, I don't know how old his sister would have to be for that to be possible. Maybe a much younger sister of Stu. I don't like. It's been 25 years since the first film.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, now Chris had said Angel from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's like 290 years old, sleeping with a 16-year-old. Jeez.
Well, hey, look at the Little Mermaid. Ariel was 16, was married. Yeah. So yeah.
Well,
Oh,
again,
I'm not
we've seen
doing
this time and time again. To be fair, even if that looks like that, some of these youngsters are also the vampires themselves. And just like with Abigail, they may look like kids, but they're really several centuries years old.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, Chris said it was 50, not 20. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the higher end, I guess, you know.
Yeah. I mean, in like vampire pop culture that we see, like vampires like don't really age, like aside from Blade. But anyway, like they maintain the same age. I mean, look at the modern stuff. We see it's same thing with Abigail. Let's see. What
Twilight.
else? Twilight.
Twilight does not count.
Yeah, they follow that same rule that once they've been bitten in turn,
True
they
Blood.
never age.
Here, wait.
Yeah.
True Blood.
Blood is
Yeah.
one.
Yes.
Any of the Anne Rice movies, I mean, you think about how old they were.
Well,
Lestat
interview
and
with
Dewey.
the vampire that they got into a dispute over them turning that girl.
Yeah.
This
You
isn't
know,
really
they
someone
turned
who.
her so young, and it's like breaking all the rules. You don't
This
do
isn't
that.
really somebody who's aged because he was already old, but he's been around for centuries. Let's not forget, on a more funnier degree, Grandpa Munster. Because he said he's been doing stuff for. Again, to be fair, he said he's been doing all certain things for centuries.
But now he's dead, though.
Yeah, now he's dead. Yeah, he is now. He's
I can't
dead,
think of what
but
his
yeah.
name is off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
I just know him as Grandpa Munster.
Yeah. I just like the. Yeah, I just like the motivation that when the killers like reveal themselves, it turns out it's what is it, Nick?
No, I just read what Chris had said. Only way Twilight can get worse, have Nicolas Cage in it.
Oh, can you imagine?
Oh, come on. I could do so much for that movie.
I can sparkle in the sunlight.
That would actually make it better.
I want to sparkle, damn it.
I'll be right back.
Sparkly.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that.
So, yeah, I just like how the big finale of this film takes place in Amber's house, which turns out to be Stu's house from the original film where that finale took place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns
I
out
thought
Amber's.
that was fascinating that they really wanted to make it a true throwback to the original film.
Yes,
Did you really call the cops, man?
the exact same
My
house.
mom and dad are going to be so pissed.
Yeah, that was awesome to have it in the same location. Because, I've seen that a lot with some of these other latest horror films, especially these kind of reboots or legacy sequels, where they go back to the original location, like where it all started.
Right.
We've seen that time and time again. Like another film, I thought, I mean, not exactly, but it was still the same location in the film itself. You saw that obviously, like with Doctor Strange.
Yeah. So and of course, Amber just throws a party at that house to as a memorial for Wes, their friend that died, and so
Perfect setting for an individual horror or individual murder as people leave one by one to go to this room or that room.
Yeah, and they had all sorts of throwbacks to the first film in that like where Amber was going down to get some more beer, from the exact same room, just like how Tatum when she
did
was
she get killed in the garage door?
Yep.
Yeah, how Tatum got killed in the garage door, but this time Amber survived. She didn't encounter Ghostface. They just had that there. And let's see, when Chad and his girlfriend Liv suggested to go upstairs, or Liv suggested to Chad that maybe we should go upstairs into the bedroom, and he's like, I don't know if we should do that because what if you turned out to be the killer? That's also a throwback to where Sydney and Billy when they went upstairs and they slept together. And it turns out he was the killer.
I was going to say sleeping with the enemy.
Also, wasn't that one of the rules in a horror movie that you do not have sex?
Well, I don't think that rule matters anymore because, they get targeted whether a virgin or not. Yeah, well. whether they give up the V card or not. Yeah, that's.
I'm just gonna say, just imagine. I thought about you, Tom, with this one.
Whoa, we were just talking about having sex, and you thought about me.
I was gonna say, imagine if they did like a parody of that episode with Beavis.
What did I walk back into?
Yeah. We were discussing.
Imagine if they did like a parody of that, like with Beavis and Butthead. Like, the rule number one: you cannot score.
They will score.
This sucks. Cannot score.
Yeah, that's right. And let's see. Several throwbacks also the biggest one that I found to be incredibly meta, where that scene in Scream where Randy was watching Halloween and was saying "Behind you, Jamie, behind you," and then Ghostface was right behind him. It's like just when you think it couldn't get more meta than that, it turns out that they actually redid that scene in a crazy way in this one. So Mindy Meeks, who ironically enough is the niece of Randy from that scene, was watching the original Stab, where that scene where Randy was watching Halloween and said, "No, behind you, Jamie, behind you," and then Ghostface in that movie was behind her, and then as she's watching that scene, saying, "No, behind you, Randy, he's behind you," and then that the Ghostface in this movie shows up behind her, and then only she realizes, oh wait, then looks behind her and runs.
That would have been before I even said it. I would have went, "Bit."
She was like pretty much that horror movie expert that kind of knew the rules and everything. Yeah,
I know that.
I kind of figured that was going to happen.
That was the most meta thing ever. Oh my god! Like that scene actually did impress me.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Man.
But then Chad Liv got mad at Chad for turning her down, runs off, and then Chad goes to look for her, separating from the group, and you know what happened then, Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes to find her and then ends up getting stabbed 7 times.
Yep, at least. I was going to say, like, it was either like 6 or 7 times he got stabbed.
Oh yeah, and then
Tom must be on a beer run.
Yeah, I mean, Chris says he's got a 36 pack of beer.
You know, I was reading this comment that Billy made.
oh yeah, I displayed it earlier.
The one about
David
David
Arquette.
was a wrestler.
yeah, being a wrestler at one point. I was watching what was it, Dark Side of the Ring, and they talked how there was a big controversy about dropping the belt to David Arquette. He actually held one of the belts, and if I'm not mistaken, my memory serves me correct. Uh, uh, I can't remember who he got it from, but Diamond Dallas Page was the one that was in his corner to help him get that.
Wait, let's see.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh, I don't know. Like the movie. Sorry, the podcast was displaying on like something from my end. From my end. So yeah, I just took care of it. Yeah, that was
Okay,
weird.
I was like, I was sharing this out, and then all of a sudden it just got like quiet. Like, wait, what's going on here?
So Tom disappeared.
I thought for a second, thinking to myself, wait, did I somehow leave the show? What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, WCW during the NWO days.
Right. Oh man. So
I remember that.
oh yeah, and I just love how like the whole finale took place like in in the kitchen where like they or like the whole reveal took place inside the kitchen, like the whole revealing the motivation, just like Billy and Stu did in the first movie. And the motivation was we just want something like Hollywood is screwing up the Stab franchise, so we want to create something like whole new and original that really respects what we love about the franchise, just like which is exactly what they're doing with this movie with the Scream.
Yeah, it's just like somebody like me getting pissed off in Hollywood, saying they got no imagination.
That's exactly what they said in this
And
movie.
that's exactly what they were doing, but they took it to a whole new level instead of just speaking about it. They decided to do something about it.
Yeah, he's like, we're giving them a whole new story where Sam is the killer, the daughter of the serial killer from the first movie. Man, yeah, that was.
Hey, Laura.
Laura, what's up? And of course, Nick. Let's talk about how the villains ended up being killed in this.
Yeah.
They ended up getting outsmarted. Tara ended up hitting Amber with her crutch, and then it goes to fight Sydney and Gail in the kitchen, and they both overpowered her, like smashing like a whole thing of what was it, hand sanitizer over her head.
Please.
Yeah,
it was like something that really was stinging her. It was like it burned.
Yeah, hand sanitizer, and that stuff is also flammable.
Yeah, that is.
Then Gail shoots her, but then Amber lands on the stove and is lit ablaze.
Yep.
Like, wow, that was crazy.
Man, Gail, isn't it? That's Courtney Cox's character, right?
Yes.
How many of the killers has she friggin' killed?
She's killed like a good majority of them, honestly.
Here, let me look that up.
While you're looking that up, just want to say to Laura, who's watching, appreciate you tuning in, Laura. Thank you.
Ghostface killer is killed by. Oh, here. So yeah, here list of Ghostface deaths. Okay, we got them all. Okay, here it is. So
it's like she's the one who's got like the last kill.
Yeah. So Stu and Billy were both killed by Sydney. And let's see. Here, these ads keep popping up. I'm trying to block this thing. It's ridiculous. So both Sydney and Gail had killed Mickey. Let's wait because they shot them both. Let's see. Dewey was actually killed Roman in the third film. Let's see. Where next Ghostface was. Oh, Sydney killed more Ghostfaces than anybody.
I brought that up, Billy.
Well, yeah, it's not surprising.
Yeah, Gail only killed one Ghostface, and that was Mickey in Scream 2.
Well, had she not have come in with the gun in the first one, then
Yeah.
Sydney would have died.
She would have.
I mean, Stu would have still died from bleeding out eventually. But
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I'm feeling kind of woozy here, man. You know,
What are your thoughts on the return of? Yeah, there's rumors that Stu is going to be coming back, and I'm just like, how could Stu come back? I mean, what did they just put him in a coma after all this time? I'm just like,
like I heard
I'm
it's
like,
going to be in the next one.
yeah, and I'm like, please tell me that is not the explanation they're giving for this. So, like, seriously, what? Really?
Yeah,
Like he
really.
was just barely hanging on to life, and they managed to save him, but he had to go to jail or some kind of institution, and they finally let him out in some kind of like sling blade situation, where they let me loose from the hospital.
Yeah, if that was the case, that's just weak. Seriously.
They let me loose from the nervous hospital,
Hey,
and I was well.
Well,
Well,
you know what? Imagine if it was Sylvester Stallone who played that character like that.
Oh my god.
Or Arnold, or even Arnold.
Oh man.
Laura, I'll
right.
check it out after the. I'll check it out
my name
after
is
the show.
Stu.
Yeah. And
If sorry, Don, if Arnold was in it, I think everything would have ended with the first film.
Probably.
He wouldn't mess around.
I think you. Well, wait. Here's another question about who could have been played by someone else. What if it was Nicolas Cage?
Wow.
Well, they wouldn't get the funds for the next film, so
Yeah.
it would only be the first.
Well, that's not true. That's not true because wasn't he in both Ghost Rider movies?
Yeah,
he
but
was.
Yeah.
They were
So they got funding for a second one
awful.
for that.
They were terrible.
I saw
Yeah,
that
I
in
They
the
were
theater.
so bad.
I didn't like him.
I didn't mind the first one.
He's like the modern day William Shatner.
Yeah, he is.
Pretty much.
know,
I can see that.
There's
he's got
someone on
one
the wing.
acting style,
Oh.
just like Shatner does.
Yeah.
Except Shatner does play a gay guy pretty good in Miss Congeniality.
Mm.
Would have never thought.
That's an interesting way to put it.
Yeah, and I like how, how Skeet Ulrich, like I said, reprised his role as Billy, came back as either a ghost or as a hallucination, one of the two.
Billy, that will never happen.
Yeah, Ghost Rider on the podcast. Yeah, no way.
We would just be slaughtering it. Like the
Nate
whole
definitely
time.
wouldn't be here.
Here's the thing you should know, Tom. I've actually been now dubbing Tom the most interesting man in the YouTube world. And just like that one commercial that I said, saying there was like one of those Dos Equis commercials. There was one about his view on rollerblading, and there was only one word that the Dos Equis guy had said. He just goes, "No,
No.
no."
Yes,
That's basically your answer to that.
I did like that reveal, Bill. Yes,
That's basically like your answer if we ever reviewed Ghost Rider. Tom, you'd be just like, no. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Oh my god. Yeah. So, yeah, and then Nick, we mentioned earlier that there were several people who did voices uncredited, like Matthew Lillard, who played Stu in the first movie. There was a clip of like a Stab 8 trailer, and I believe he did the voice of like the Ghostface that had a flamethrower.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Would have been great if when they were watching the TV, if there was a commercial for the live action Scooby-Doo movies.
That'd be crazy.
That would be interesting.
You know what's interesting? I just thought of this. Yeah, like you know how we just mentioned Halloween. Halloween was featured in Scream. Scream 2 was featured in Halloween H2O.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, what?
You know what? Speaking of Scooby-Doo, since they've done like we've reviewed some of the shows, and they've done where there was like real zombies and stuff like that. They weren't like pull off the mask and it's Old Man Withers or whatever. Why not then do a movie, or make a movie of it like the classic Scooby, not the newer ones or anything like that. Definitely not Velma, but
oh God, no!
But make it like the ones that we've reviewed, and have all the horror icons in there: Freddy, Jason, Michael. Like just go down the list and have them all in it, like one big blowout movie. That would be phenomenal. And have everybody like do Robert Englund do Freddy's voice,
Yeah,
and you know what I mean? Like just
that'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
well, they'd have to do that and think of that before some of these greats are gone.
because
Right.
You know, I could
while
see
Robert
that.
won't play Freddy anymore,
And
I'm sure he would voice him.
you
Yeah.
know, if they put it in an animated format, that would be cool as hell. And then you add in because they did the crossover where they were on Supernatural,
Yeah,
have Sam and Dean join in on that big
yeah.
batch.
They just pop in like they came from another dimension. Like
Right. You know, why not?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, we're animated again? Jesus Christ! Like, make it rated R. Oh my God, a Scooby Doo horror
Rated
movie with
R,
all the
that
horror
would be
icons
like
rated R.
that.
We
That would,
need this.
yeah,
We
that ain't
need this
gonna
now.
happen. Not in our
Yeah,
lifetime.
all the
Yeah,
seasons of
I would
Supernatural.
say, yeah.
Yeah, that's a show I would love to cover. I would love to cover more TV shows, but I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do that.
That's kind of tough to do with the TV
Oh
shows.
well, if we do that, then we have to do Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Yes.
Saying.
He's
And
the
Stranger Things.
Well, we've been covering Stranger Things, yeah, but we've been doing like a whole season for each episode.
Well, if you did Supernatural, I'm in because I've seen them all so far.
I've not seen one. Can you
I
imagine?
haven't seen them.
Especially
you know what? I haven't seen one either.
Especially the crossover. My favorite was the one where Scooby
What?
they all went anime and Scooby Doo and the gang were there.
I mean, I saw clips of that episode where they did the crossover. You know, like, but as a whole, I've never watched the show. I don't know why.
You need to. You guys.
I
need
don't
to.
know why
All of
I
you
haven't. I just
watch
can't-
it. Watch it.
I
You have
got
no excuse.
into
Watch
I
that.
it.
haven't seen it
I
yet.
tried watching it early, and then I eventually
it's
I
been
think
20
I
years
saw a
now.
later episode,
Huh?
and I went back and watched them all.
Yeah, seriously, it's been 20 years now, Nick. How have you not seen?
Gotta watch them
Well,
all.
I know Stephen K has directed a number of them. I've seen his other movies that he's done. Just never really watched Supernatural.
Oh my god!
I've
You of all people, Nick, Supernatural will be right up your alley. Seriously.
Yeah.
right
It
up
is.
your
You know,
alley.
I know.
I think it.
I gotta do what I gotta do. You know.
I think they did a great job with that series.
Yeah, they did. Let's see. So yeah, the character Richie, he's like trying to like find Sam, and then I just love the trick that Sam played on him. Like she's injured, so she's like leaving bloodstains for him to follow. She leads them right to a closet that she's not in. Where right when he gets close enough, a closet door on the other side opens and smashes right into him. Like, and she disarms him. Yeah, like throws him down the stairs, and I like how she's seeing Billy, his ghost or hallucination, whatever you want to call it, in the mirror, like pointing to the knife that she picks up and uses to stab um, Richie, and I just love the line that she gives right before stabbing him, saying, I'm introducing a new rule to this new movie, this new franchise. They're like, yeah, what's that? Never mess with the daughter of a serial killer. And then she stabs him.
Yeah.
And then she stabs him 22 times. Yes, I counted. And then,
Wow.
yeah, and then he's like, wait, what about my ending? She's like, oh, you want your ending? Here it comes. And then she cuts his throat.
You know what she should have? The fact that she stabbed him 22 times. I can't believe you actually count. You know what would have been awesome if it was just a few more, 25 times. 25 years.
Well, she does shoot him in the head 3 times after that.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go then.
I have to say, I am highly offended at Billy right now because she said, Don and Nick, would you want a Freddy versus Jason versus Ash CGI blah blah? If it has Ash in it, I am the go-to person for the Evil Dead series.
I was going to say, yeah, that's you.
I should be included in that question. It's too late now. You've already said it.
If it's anything involving Ash or Sylvester Stallone,
Yeah.
Tom is the guy. Pickle Tom here is the guy to go to.
Yeah, Jack Quaid. Yeah,
Am I right, Tom? Am I right?
I'm just kidding, man. I love you. Don't worry.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know what? I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You know?
So yeah, Kate, do you know who Dennis Quaid is?
No.
The actor? Oh, yeah.
I might, if you show me a picture of him, I might recognize him.
Let's see. He was in The Parent Trap with
Inner
Lindsay,
Space.
Oh
Lindsay
yeah, I
Lohan.
remember the Parent Trap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
remake.
He was the
of
the
dad.
dad.
Parent
The
Trap.
dad.
Oh,
I almost
yeah, yeah.
forgot about that
Yeah.
movie. Late
R-
90s,
R-
man.
Richie, the killer in this.
Remake of The Parent Trap, by the
That's
way.
what
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
thought. The
Yeah,
remake
That's
of
what
the
with
Parent
with
Trap.
Lindsay Lohan. Yes. Well, Jack Quaid in this, who plays Richie, is his son.
Wow. I
Oh,
And
didn't know that. I didn't put that together. I should have.
yes,
interesting.
and he's making a huge career for himself, especially with The Boys. That show. That was him.
Yeah,
You got,
now that you say it,
what
I
is
can
it?
see the resemblance. Yeah.
Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid, and isn't there another one in that family? They're all like actors.
Yes.
Well, his son,
Oh,
Jack Quaid.
oh my god.
After your drink.
Yeah, I
What?
thought I knocked it over. Thank
What
God.
is in that cup, man?
Yeah,
You guys heard
you've
that?
had enough. You've had plenty.
You're cut off.
Just apple juice, I think.
It was just water. Now Tom, on the other
It
hand,
was vodka.
Lies.
We know it was
no, I
vodka.
mean Tom. Hey, you never say anything to Tom, who always drinks all the time.
I never drink. I don't know what.
Oh, that's right. He's supposed to, that's right. He's
You know-
supposed to star in that new movie, Novocaine.
That's right, Tom. I forgot. You don't always drink beer, but when you do, you'll prefer to get plastered on your ass.
Yeah.
Not always.
Wait, he just started in this new movie called Companion. I think wait, Billy. I think you're talking about the new movie Companion, which just came out in theaters, and I heard it's supposed to be pretty good. So that's definitely got my attention.
That sounds fun, Laura.
It does.
Novocaine. Here, let me look this up. Novocaine. That's the new one.
So it's not Vicane, it's Novocaine.
Novocaine. And
So
it's
you have
not
Novocaine,
and
Vicane,
Tom,
or
to be
Novocaine?
clear on things, it is not no cocaine.
Yeah, he is in that. He does play Novocaine. He's like a superhero that can't feel pain.
Cocaine is our gift to the white man for what he did to us.
Well,
You take our land, we give you a monkey for your back.
I mean,
Sorry, Robin Williams.
it would make sense with Cocaine Bear.
yeah, but yes, Billy. He was in both films. He was in Companion and Novocaine. So yeah, he's doing well for himself,
Oh, that's funny.
just like his dad did. And
Yeah.
we're definitely going to be covering during the summer. We're covering a Dennis Quaid movie, Jaws 3.
He was
Yeah.
in Jaws 3? I don't even remember that.
He was the lead in that. He was a lot younger. He was 28 years old at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, and I like how they
My
like
favorite
reference.
movie with Dennis Quaid is Enemy Mine.
Yeah, I
That
like.
was a good movie.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, there was another throwback that they give in this to the first film where it's like the one last scare thing, or there's like sometimes they always come back. Like Gail mentioned, you gotta be careful. Sometimes they come back, and then so
That's the name of another movie.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
and
gonna
so
say there's a movie by that name. Sometimes they can come back, and
yes.
I've been trying
That
to.
was a John Carpenter film, wasn't it?
It might have been, but one thing for sure is that is a movie I've been trying to see for the last couple of years.
Stephen King movie.
Still not
Yes.
seen- That was from the early '90s. Oh, it was a made for television movie. So
It was.
oh, it was
It had
based on-
sequels too.
Yeah.
It was based on the 1974 short story of the same name. by
Sorry to
Stephen-
sidetrack you down.
King.
Yeah.
It was
Anyway.
just one comment. I thought it was going to be fleeting, and you were going to keep going. I didn't.
Right. Well, anyway, so yeah, Gail was like, oh, "Careful! Sometimes they come back." And so Sam just shoots him another 3 times, and they're like, "Okay." But then, right when that happens, Amber, who was horribly burned, comes around the corner with a knife, screaming, like, and then Tara shoots her in the head and says, "I still prefer the Babadook." Yeah, like seriously, like that's one of the things about Tara is that she is more of a fan of modern horror than anything else. She lists, like she says in the opening scene, was like, okay, I will know things about It Follows, Hereditary. She's basically listing movies that we should be covering on this.
Yeah, and they're all the more modern, recent ones.
Yeah, because I for one actually love Hereditary more than Babadook.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I personally thought Hereditary like really was
No, I'm
definitely
with you
more
on that.
was
I
definitely
like Hereditary better more than the Babadook.
That was a strange movie, though. Like,
Yeah,
I had to watch it a couple times.
yeah. It was
We
definitely
actually
it was
had
definitely more creative.
we actually had a special. It was the only time we ever did this, where several investigators and we went to go see that at the Music Box Theater in downtown Chicago, and we liked it till the end. Yeah, excuse me.
Bless you.
Did you keep your eyes open?
No,
We should try it next time.
it wasn't even in my thought.
Who even thinks about keeping their eyes open when sneezing?
I just want to know if it's possible.
I've done it, and I know you
That
know.
was awful.
That sounds like a good meal, Braxton.
That was a rough sneeze too. Yikes!
I have no. Is that even English? Smoked neck bones
Oh,
What-
yeah, he's
and
here.
difficult
What
bread.
is a neck bone? Is it
I was
really a
saying,
neck
how is-
bone?
A neck bone. The hell is that?
I think it's it's a southern thing. Hang on, he's from
Is it
Louisiana. So
fish? Is
Yeah,
that
I was going to
fish?
say it sounds like a southern thing.
it is. Here,
Jiffy
let
cool
me pull it up for
bread.
you. Here, I
Oh,
got it.
Laura says it's snowing down in St. Louis.
Oh my god! It looks like an actual neck. Oh,
Here,
no.
Oh,
No.
that's what
Okay.
it is. Okay.
that looks
Okay.
delicious. Yeah.
It does
I-
look really good.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what I brought up looked like an actual slice out of a neck, and
Looks cuisine. Oh, nice. Yeah, like, hey Braxton, I'm open to trying all sorts of different things because I've traveled quite a bit around this country, and and like I especially loved being down in WKU. You know, like that's the first time I've ever been to Kentucky, and you know, and they introduce you to so many amazing things. And of course, my college girlfriend was from Texas, so I got introduced to rodeos where they have all sorts of things to experience there. So
Funny enough, I was supposed to head down south near the end of March, but I'm not sure if I'm going. I was going to be heading down actually for a Paracon, which actually was going to be down in Texas, in Schertz, which is a suburb of San Antonio, so southeast Texas. I pretty much wouldn't have been. Honestly, I wouldn't have been very far from the Texas-Louisiana border, but I'm not sure if I'll be. I'm not sure if I'll be able. It also would have been my first time going down to Texas, so I'm not sure if I'm still going or not. It still depends on my transportation issue.
right.
well, that's a
I'll
long,
keep my fingers crossed though going to Texas.
it's a long distance.
Will?
Yeah,
That's
good luck-
the
good luck
other
Texas is a good
too.
state.
It's a long distance, but I was originally I was going to be going with somebody else, but then I found out that they were actually a speaker for this event, so this was kind of like a private, kind of a private type thing, events.
Mhm.
And so I knew then I wasn't going to be able to go with her, and then the other person I was supposed to go with, I'm not sure of his story because of his condition, but that's the other thing too. I wasn't sure if we were actually going to drive down to Schertz or if we were going to fly to Texas.
I gotcha.
Shirts, like
Yeah.
shirt.
No, it's the town. It's actually called Schertz. It's to spell it out. It's SCHERTZ. It's like
So
a
it's
suburb.
pronounced the same as like a t-shirt. Like
If you want to put it that way,
it's
but
just not spelled. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
it's
I was
it's
just
like
curious.
it's like a suburb of San Antonio.
Yes,
I was just
Braxton. Hey, Braxton. Yes, I absolutely do enjoy the South whenever I'm down there. So
I really want to enjoy it. Damn it! I really want to see. I really want to get back to the South soon.
you should.
The only south I've been is in Florida. Outside of that,
I'm about to go to Florida next week.
Oh, really? I didn't know you were going to Florida.
Yeah, it's a vacation. Yeah, like me and my family are coming down there to. Like my nieces and nephews are very excited about going to Disney World. So.
Well, I was going to say
so
which
you're going to
part of Florida?
Orlando.
So
Oh yeah, Orlando is one of the places that we're going to. But yeah.
Miami.
Well, you'll have to message Dom Santasero and see if you're going to be anywhere near him.
That's right. Yeah, Tom lives here, Don.
I mean, yeah, that's right.
He
And,
lives in Florida, the place where you get the most interesting news stories in the world.
No,
yeah.
no. That's you. Don't even try.
No, it's
Oh, no.
You're
Florida.
the most interesting man in the YouTube world.
Yeah, I think. Let's see, which part of Florida? I think just south of Tampa. So it's gonna be great.
You're
Yeah.
not going to like Miami.
No. So yeah, and of course, good news. I believe we will still be able to do the Fear Fans podcast even while I'm down there. It's gonna be I mean, hey, it wouldn't be the first time I did this from a different location. First time when I think the only time that's ever happened is when Nick, we were both at your place when we covered Leprechaun. It
That's
was same
right.
place.
You have a
Yeah,
laptop, or are you on a laptop?
I am on a laptop.
Not you. You're not
We
the
went,
one traveling.
we went to Sarasota. May, well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be in Sarasota, but yeah, like it would be cool if I actually did meet you, Billy.
I actually,
That would be awesome.
well, since you said this about what it's going to be like for the next week or so, Don, with FearFans, I actually kind of have a request, not obviously for next week, but for 2 weeks, because 2 weeks from today, that'll be the 25th of February. It's the day after my birthday. So, like to have, I may want to have some kind of birthday request for
Okay.
that day. I'm still deciding on what movie we should cover, but
Is it
Anything you want.
legally blonde?
we
No, I guess not then.
that didn't even enter my category. Like,
Oh, okay. Shame.
But, okay, but hey, in all seriousness, Nick, whichever movie you want.
yeah, let me give it some time to think about, because obviously it's 2 weeks.
Yes,
Um,
because I did have like quite a few movies in mind, like for us to cover, like even Hellraiser. We've been getting some requests for that.
yes, Hellraiser is one I've
Right,
been really wanting.
Hellraiser is great.
Oh.
Hellraiser 2 is even better.
Which one?
Hellraiser 2 is even better.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. I'm just gonna say that's the thing. That was one of the few times where the sequel was better than the first movie. But no matter what, I always watch the first and second together because it's like a continuation between the two. And I wish, I'll save this for when we eventually get to Hellraiser, but I will say this for now. I wish they could have at least continued the franchise the way it was when they made the first two.
Yeah,
It was also the only two movies where it was made. Kate, if you didn't know, this will be interesting. It was the only two movies in the franchise where both, they were both British and American films.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After the second one, Hellraiser 3 and beyond, it was just here in the U.S.
Oh,
But,
look at this guy.
Oh, there you go.
oh, the puzzle box.
Nice.
The smaller one is more like a Rubik's Cube, though.
What joke,
I
Billy?
love it.
Here, which joke is that, Billy?
I don't know what joke he's referring to, but that is an awesome. I always figured that there was some kind of Rubik's Cube that was made for the puzzle box.
Oh, it says
Is it
Don, Nick, and Kate. This wasn't the
DiCaprio?
first time Amber was
What was
burned.
that, Kate?
She was burned by Leonardo DiCaprio with a
That is true.
flamethrower.
Yeah.
What was that, Kate, you said?
Oh no, I was just reading the comment about Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
Yeah, which film was that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I saw that scene. I'm trying, but I didn't.
Leonardo
look
DiCaprio as Rambo.
I wouldn't have any idea what that movie is.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, hey, that now you're starting to talk like Sylvester. That sounds like Sylvester Stallone there, Tom.
I did. You know,
Oh, what do you got there, Joe?
That's the collection up until Hellraiser 7.
It was Once Upon a Time in
Oh,
Hollywood.
yeah.
Yes, that's
Oh,
right.
I haven't seen that.
Quentin Tarantino.
And I got 1, 2, and 3 on separate discs.
Speaking of horror movie icons, I got something to show you guys. I'll be back in just a sec.
Okay.
One of my favorite movies is Hellraiser.
Yeah, that's right, Billy. I remember that movie now. Yes, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, Quentin Tarantino. He always delivers good stuff. Seriously. Yeah, what I admire about the guy is that he never lets himself be rushed. Like, he actually took 10 years to write Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, like seriously, I love like the work he puts into his writing and the dialogue. Like, the guy's incredible.
Don, could you full screen with what I'm going to show you guys?
Sure.
And this is actually kind of in in connection with what we're talking about tonight. So whenever you can.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're going to full screen it?
Yeah, go ahead. Show it.
Well, I don't have the control for full screen.
Oh, well, can you show it on your camera? Like,
I thought there was a feature. I thought there was a feature that you could do like a solo like a solo image. You can't find that.
Nope. I don't know I don't know how am I to do that if you don't show me what the image is.
No, I'm just talking about like a full screen.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what I
All
mean.
you have to do is show it on your camera.
Yeah. Okay. I was going to do a full Scream, but it's fine. Since we've been talking about Scream, I thought this would be appropriate to show. Check this out.
Oh, hang on. Let me full screen this.
That's what I meant. If you could full screen.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, man. Why
Oh,
are
okay,
you?
there you go. Check this out.
Is that a ring wraith?
No, it's Ghostface.
Ghostface.
No, it's Nick.
Oh,
It's scary stories to tell in the dark style.
oh, nice. It looks a bit like Lord of the Rings, the Nazgul.
Oh, yeah.
You shall not pass.
I like the commenters. Yeah, I got one more to show you
That's
guys.
Harry Potter, but I'll let that pass. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. What am I
One
saying?
and the same.
I got that confused.
Don't worry. That kind of
Sorry,
hurt a little bit, but that's fine.
Those
All
hooded
the same
horsemen dudes. What were those things
The
called?
Nazgul.
Yep.
Nazgul. Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
So the other one I want to show, this one, Don, you're gonna like this one.
Mm-hmm.
If you can full screen it again,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be. And these aren't the only two. I'm actually planning on getting more images. Check this out.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Frankenstein's monster.
No, it's Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
Oh, Michael Myers, nice.
I can tell that.
Yeah, they're the guy that made them. He was inspired.
Wait, does he
by
have
the
one with
series.
Freddy?
There is one for Freddy, but I haven't gotten it yet. So
Okay.
he's
Based off of the original Freddy or the new Freddy? Because I don't like
it
the
should be based off the old Freddy, as far as I'm
Okay.
concerned.
Yeah.
So he's made like a whole bunch of them. He did for Michael Myers, for Ghostface, for Jason, Freddy, Pinhead, Candyman, even Pennywise. I think you'll like the Pennywise one, Don. Chucky, you name it.
Mhm.
Wait,
he's
which
got
Pennywise?
classic ones, huh?
Which Pennywise? Because there are two.
Um,
There's the Tim
It's a little
Curry
bit
and
hard-
what's his name?
It's a little hard to tell which one. I think he was trying to include kind of create like a combination of the two. It's a little bit hard to say, but surprisingly, and
Curry
funny
was
enough,
better
it was another
Pennywise.
movie. What's funny is that this was another movie you brought up too, Don. Was ironically enough is that
Oh,
the
Billy.
guy, the artist that did that, he even did one for the Babadook.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, so Billy, yeah, we got to cover the rest of the Friday the 13th movies before we get to Freddy versus Jason. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. We're gonna get back into Friday the 13th movies soon. Yeah, we got to cover.
Did
Yeah, we
we ever
continue
do
on.
Nightmare on Elm Street 3?
We did.
Yeah, we did. We covered that franchise.
Like the whole?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Why don't I remember? Was I not around when you guys did 3?
you weren't.
I
Oh,
was
well,
gonna say
see,
no,
I would have been the perfect because I know that
Yeah.
entire movie.
I-
No,
Well, hey,
you-
I'm, well, I'm considering revisiting it. Yeah, like at some
You're
point. in time.
talking the the two
Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but isn't there two of them that are based on the dreams?
Yeah, well, yeah. There's the Dream Warrior and then the Dream Master was after
I
that.
think we covered
And the
both
Dream
of those
Child.
on FearFans
We did.
one time.
We
Like,
did.
you know, one after the other. You know,
Yeah. We were going to cover like the rest of them, but like the rest of the Friday the 13th movies. But people were saying, you know what, we want you to cover like other things other than Friday the 13th. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll take a break from that. You know, throw some more variety in. Yeah. So
Yeah, always best to not overdo it, like
Right.
with every single. Because
I don't know. I just thought it made sense. I just at the time, I just thought it would make sense to just go over the entire franchise. But I'm thinking, you know what, maybe we should just throw variety in, so that way people aren't just like, you know, we're not just doing.
well,
the same
yeah, that's the other thing. If you do this, if you do several movies from a franchise over and over, even though they're technically in a way different from one another, you got to think to yourself, you know, it's the same thing over and over again. You know, it's
Well,
not,
no, it would not have been if they would have made the sequel to Freddy versus Jason, which was their original idea.
Yeah.
What they wanted to do with Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. That would have been an entirely different movie. When you bring Ash Williams in, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Now,
Bill, you have to like put it on in the chat on here. I can't do it through the Facebook chat on here. Let's see. What when you had another comment? I'm trying. Oh wait, never mind. I already answered that. Never mind.
I don't have anything to show. I just have a Valentine Snoopy.
oh my God, I love it, and it's
Nice.
Shirley Brown themed.
So yeah, happy Valentine's Day for
Hey, Nick.
Friday.
Yeah, for sure. And Nick, how would you feel if they actually made a horror version of Charlie Brown?
Oh God.
Well, haven't they
No.
done that?
Come on.
Wait a
You're
minute.
doing enough
Glad.
with the childhood things and ruining my childhood
Yeah,
as
hey,
it
just
is.
They actually
be
did. I've
glad
seen it
that
online.
Jeremy-
What?
There was a horror version of the Great Pumpkin. I mean, it wasn't a long clip,
I
but it
mean,
was pretty well done.
I just meant that as a joke. I didn't think they actually would do
No,
that.
Hey, just be glad that
Somebody said
Jeremy
that
is
about
not.
Winnie the Pooh, and look what happened.
Yep.
Actually, it might have been Robot Chicken. Now that I'm thinking of
Yeah,
it.
it was Robot Chicken. I remember. And
It
I was
was,
going to
yes.
say, hey, just be glad Jeremy is not on the show or watching us because he told me he's trying to write a freaking horror adaptation
Oh my.
of
Well,
Charlie Brown.
they also parodied on The Simpsons.
Yeah, I remember that
Mm.
Treehouse of Horror. I remember when that first came out. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I actually looked up like we covered like Resident Evil but previously. Yeah, that terrible soundtrack that's on the director's cut of the original game, like with all the horns and stuff. Like someone actually made a joke about that, saying, "Wow, like Charlie Brown's parents must be super pissed."
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Can you
seriously, I
imagine,
I
like,
hated that soundtrack from that remake. I hated that.
can you imagine if Charles Schultz was still alive and he saw that Treehouse of Horror special? That would have been hilarious. I think he would have loved it either way. But Kate,
You know,
most importantly, that's an awesome card.
you guys don't know what it's like. We grew up with those cartoons in the 70s and stuff, and they were so iconic and did the same thing all the time. Every year, they showed the Charlie Brown cartoons, and they had Dolly Madison cake commercials. And
Look at
Yep.
that hottie redhead there.
Here, Billy said this.
Yeah, and Joe, I'm in the same boat as you. I grew up with a lot of those growing up, because they continued into the 90s and early 2000s.
well, yeah,
He
because
did.
they were such classics that the next generation could enjoy them too.
Yep.
Next generation.
You guys know, by the way, you know how they made that Apple series of Snoopy in this case? They said, I found out, here's an interesting fact. The guys who made that new series, they were given specific orders when they made that series. They say no technology beyond the 70s can be included in that series because they want to keep it the old fashioned way. So like that's why you never see in Peanuts. That's why you never see them with cell
In the
phones.
style of Hanna-Barbera. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
They were a big animation studio.
They were.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So I like how this Scream just ended. It feels like a throwback and also a full circle at the same time. Like it references the first film, like out there. It takes place outside the house, like where everybody's getting loaded up in ambulances, and it feels like Gail was originally like covering the story, like the news broadcast at the end of the first movie. Now it's the other way around. Like she's the one who's getting loaded up in ambulance, and someone else is doing the broadcast. But I like how she said I feel like writing a book. Only this time it's not going to be about the kid what just happened. I don't want to give these new killers notoriety. No, instead I'm going to write about Dewey and how he started this town, like to honor her dead ex.
Braxton, absolutely. Hong Kong Fooey, #1 super. I love.
Did you see that as a horror movie?
Oh my God, that would be great. They'd have to get somebody that could mimic that voice though, because I think the guy that voiced it has passed on.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Scream 2022. It's wow. Like it's just this is definitely one of the better films of the franchise. Yeah, I actually did. I think this is actually my third favorite of the franchise. My second favorite is actually Scream 6.
One is the best.
Yeah, nothing beats the original.
Yeah.
What? No, because
One.
for the first like 20 some minutes of the movie, you see Drew Barrymore the entire time. What could be more perfect?
Yeah.
I mean,
Seriously,
gotta
why
cut
even
that
bother with another
Barrymore.
scary movie at this point? Why even bother with another scary
I
movie?
mean,
I don't get it.
better get with like what you just said, Tom.
Yeah.
What?
If I want to watch a scary movie, here, this is it for me. Just these three. That's it.
Scary movie.
Yeah.
Thunder the Barbarian. Geez, Braxton's really coming up with a lot of ideas.
Thundar the Barbarian. Wow, I haven't even thought about that in forever. And then don't forget about the Laugh Olympics that they had with Hanna Barbera, where they brought all the different people from all the different Hanna
Mm.
Barbera cartoons,
Yep.
and they competed
Grape
in
ape,
these Olympics.
grape ape.
Oh yeah, great bait.
They're bringing back the Waynes brothers. Okay, well at least the Waynes brothers knew what they were doing, So,
Yeah.
but
Mm.
Yeah, the
still,
Laugh
I just don't
Olympics
think
was
I just don't
cool.
really think it's worth it at this point.
No, and then but I mean, if they ever do make another one, they got to get that chick. What's her name? Anna.
Anna Faris.
Yeah. She's got to be in it. Come on. What has she done lately, anyway? Really?
Well,
What
and
have you done lately?
she definitely needs to go do some work because she actually lost her house in the LA fires.
yeah.
Well,
So
a lot of people out there did. I mean, that's.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
so
at least she
Mm.
has
Oh,
enough
she was
money, and I'm
fine.
sure she has other houses.
well, yeah, I was about to say
You know.
she definitely needs for like to do something.
And don't
Yeah.
forget the
But that's one
penthouse
else.
in New York.
Speaking of fires,
Johnny Quest. Yeah.
I speaking of fires, I recently did hear back from Nikki earlier today. I think it was earlier today or it was yesterday, and she told me, fortunately, that her house has survived. The fires are still going out in Western Australia, but I think in some way that they're kind of contained. They're kind of keeping them under control. But it just seems like, and I feel so bad, not just for her, but a lot of people over there. It just seems like Western Australia can't get enough because she had sent me information that if the fires were not bad enough,
Yes,
now
Braxton.
there's also word about a
Yes.
tropical cyclone that's developing off the coast of Western Australia.
Yeah,
Mm.
So,
I think for the most part I mean they're getting a lot of rain now in LA, Billy. So I'm hoping that really helped with the fires. And also I've been making donations to the relief, and like the Red Cross, the like other organizations that are helping out. So
I
yeah,
just hesitate to
I
do
actually
that.
am considering like setting up a donation of my own. Like have people like donate for the relief of the LA fires.
No, I get it, and it's a noble thing. I hesitate to do it because so much of what we all donate goes to other, like they don't get the full. Like if we donate $10, they might get like four.
yeah, exactly.
You
That's
Well,
know
you
why.
what I
got to
mean?
do the research. First
Every,
off, Tom,
every
when
bit
you're doing
helps.
something like that,
Yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
do the research and make sure that you're dealing with the proper organization so that 100% of the money goes to where you want it
Right,
to go.
Right.
but
Mm.
All right,
like the mainstream ones don't. The
because
mainstream ones
see,
are being distributed.
I've done a lot of work in my past lives. Um,
Were you
you
Joan of Arc in your past life, or
like that? Um, Setting up like charity, different ways to raise money. Like when we're in a video store, I set up the promotion, and then we donated all the money to the MDA.
right?
Right.
And I dealt directly with them, and the telethon was going on about the time we ended, so we ended up out at the mall and then on TV. So then we got free advertisement for the video store.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
Mm.
I
Um,
was also, but I was going to say also, in this case, also on the opposite side of the world with Australia, I just want to let you guys know it might be a while before we eventually see. It might be a while before we see Nikki again because, again, now with the cyclone that's developing off Australia, I mean, yes, it's going to trigger a lot of rain, and I'm sure it's going to finally put out a lot of those fires over there too.
Right.
But unfortunately, unlike the case with California, the situation is going to take another bad turn when a lot of this water is going to start flooding certain areas. So
Oh
it's
man.
just
Well, yeah, because then that's
they are really getting beat the hell out of with the
a
elements.
different
Oh wait,
tragedy
I
altogether.
didn't know Tyra Banks lost. She said that she didn't say it early on because she wanted attention to be focused on. Wow, that's admirable.
Wow.
So
Mm.
yeah, just just keep your thoughts in this case for well, not only just people in California, but in this case, the people out in Western Australia. They're really taking a beating out there.
Yeah, sure sounds like it.
mm,
Um,
Well,
do you have one other announcement to make just quickly, Don, if you don't mind. It's a really important one. I was going to save it to the end anyway. Some of you guys know.
Really?
Some of you guys know this already. Some of you guys don't know. But just 2 days ago, I mean, me and Lois, we have now officially started our own paranormal podcasting network.
Okay.
No, you don't say.
Don't say.
I did not know that. This is brand new news to me.
Well, of course it's not. Not to you. But anyway,
that's good.
what's
No,
that?
it's a great thing, man.
That's really good news. Congratulations.
Yeah, Lois and I. Okay, so to be completely honest, we just kind of kept it between us for the longest time because we weren't sure exactly how this was going to go. But obviously, we've been inspired a lot from Things Network, of course, and we decided to start our own independent network. In fact, I'm going to share this real quick. We have a Facebook page currently. We haven't expanded to YouTube just yet, but this is the actual page of our new podcasting network. So here, check this out. Can you guys see that?
Here.
Let me refresh the page.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, NNW Multiverse Network. We
I'm,
are
I'm,
already.
I'm an admin on it.
See, you know, I almost thought I think you guys sent me a request to join or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think I ignored it because I thought it was for the game that I play.
No,
Love
it's our
it.
own independent network. We're already up to we're already up to almost, as you guys can see, we're almost up to 300 followers already. So,
And you haven't done a live broadcast on it yet. How about that?
there was one that was broadcasted earlier today. Lois did her crime show. Well, it was late. Well, it was late. It was early. Well,
Wait,
no,
was
late
that
in the
on
afternoon for
BB3?
us. It was, yeah. Then Mark and Wayne they
I'm
did
just
their
wondering.
show. So yeah, we've already
Oh, it was.
gotten down to business with it.
It was
And,
on BB3. I'm just making sure because, man,
Man,
you know.
So, are you still going to be on Things as
Yes.
well?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's the other thing too. I was going to say, don't worry.
Everybody's got a thing.
Lois,
okay, so-
I was going to say also too, don't worry. Lois and I and everyone else that's involved, we are not leaving Things Network. We have no plans of leaving anyway whatsoever. If anything, we actually see Multiverse Network as pretty much the European counterpart of what Things Network is. So because a lot of those that are involved with this network, I mean, honestly, the only American show host in this case is me. Tom's has been invited. In this case, if you've been invited to Joe, and also
I accept.
Josh Myota that works with Wayne and Mark on the Dark Mirror show. Everybody else is either from the UK or Netherlands, but I also did recently offer the Norwegian Ghost Hunters if they wanted to broadcast their documentary series. So Norway might even join us as well. So yeah, it's only been about 2-3 days since we launched it, and even though only a few shows have been broadcasted, we're already off to a great start, which I'm really excited about. You know, this especially again not just for Lois, but for my own independent network. I can definitely see a great future ahead. Obviously, the N and W, in case anyone asks, stands for me and Lois's name. So it's truly an honor to have my own network.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it's really exciting. She gave, and it couldn't have happened at a better time when she officially launched this, because considering, as you guys can see, it was on February 9th. That was Super Bowl Sunday. So obviously,
2 days after my birthday.
and that too.
Yeah.
The fact that I was at a family party for the Super Bowl, I was able to tell my family members immediately about it. So I got a couple congrats out of it. So this is really exciting. I cannot wait to see what future it's going to hold. So
cool.
it's great to
Enjoy it.
officially. It's going to be great. It's going to be
Launching a network can be a very exciting thing. I can speak from experience.
Yeah, with BB3.
Yeah.
Well, and
I
also,
mean, it's currently. I don't
well,
know.
and
We won't
also,
go there.
once again, much like in the case with when Jeremy launched Things Network, and unlike the case with BB3, we're not intending under any in any way, shape, or form, or under any circumstances that we're trying to make money off of this immediately. Or I mean, if that ever happens down the road, we'll think about it then, like if that opportunity ever occurs. But for the most part, just like Things Network, we're just doing it for fun, to help people, and also to give knowledge and information. Of course, Nick Files is also going to be on this too.
Nice.
So it's just, again, it's like
Whenever it comes back.
huh?
Whenever it comes back,
Yeah, whenever it comes back. But yeah, like I said, it's like the European counterpart to Things Network. It's like a spin-off, if you will.
Right. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys know this. Speaking of spin-off, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but before the FearFans podcast, me and Nick have actually done like horror reviews prior to that, for my YouTube channel. So really, the FearFans podcast is a spin-off of that, of our horror reviews.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So yeah.
and here we all are.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
I'm so glad
Oh man.
I'm so glad I'm just able to do this on such a much larger scale than I used to. Okay. Anyway,
Hey,
that'll be it for this edition of the Fear Fans podcast. Hope that I had so much fun with you guys talking about this movie. This was wow.
It's great. Thanks, Don.
Okay.
You know what you're going to have to do, Don? Is you're going to have to add that now to the intro.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me process that. No.
No. How about no? How about no?
I was going to say, how about no?
How about no?
Hold on.
Man, it just got so quiet immediately.
Hold on. Wait for it.
Oh, I get it.
Oh, what just happened? Oh,
I was going to say, what the hell was that?
My phone turned off.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Yeah,